G'day Oldhammers, it's Brett from Solo Oldhammer Gaming, and good news, I've set up everything for the Siege Battle, and I've often said that Warhammer Fantasy Battle 3rd Edition is the Emperor of editions in my book, and being the Emperor of editions, it comes with an Emperor's edition of rules. So I was just going to go through a few of those right now before we fight the battle. On a battle report, because back on night shift and I'm meant to be sleeping, but I'm cooking some dinner for tonight and I can't sleep at the moment because I'm too excited about this siege battle. So with the orcs, so I've set the orcs up. The attacker always deploys first, and right now I've got Bogrot. He's the level 20 orc hero. He's at the north edge, might as well say, with some orcs and a battering ram and some archers as well. I forgot about the battering ram and that. I've got the old lead one from, I think it was the 5th edition or 6th edition Fortress. They had two sets, like attackers and defenders. I had the defenders set. I've never had the attackers set though. But so yeah, he's there. There's a orc hero with the archers over the other side, as you can see. Boom. And another orc hero with some more orc boys, and with the other group of orc boys. Now the defender has to set up their forces first, and they can be set up either north, east, south or west on the fortress. So to the south is the giant and 6 goblin archers, and this would be the west then. And here we've got 15 goblins with 2 ladders. I've only got enough for 1 ladder to put with them, but so if there's 1 ladder, there's actually 2. There's some more goblin archers with grappling hooks, some goblins with ladders. These goblins here, there's 10 of those. They've got grappling hooks, and 10 orcs with a battering ram. Because you get to break up the units however you want as the attacker. So there's another 10 orcs with a ladder. Hero attached to the archers with a ladder. I've got 2 little ladders for them, so I'll just put them down. And 10 more goblins with a ladder. So that's 2 ladders there actually. 2 ladders there. Now the giant, he's been deployed to the south, looking very gianty. And we're ready to rock and roll for the orcs. So yeah, they've got some equipment that can help them get in, grappling hooks and ladders and such. Ladders can be blocked, same with grappling hooks. We'll go through those when the battle report's going on. But then so then the defender actually sets up next. And the dwarves, they get 8 dwarf crossbows. I deployed them first. They're in each of the towers. There's 2 in each tower, as you can see. And 8 dwarf warriors. Now the dwarf warriors are these ones with the double-handed weapons, because yeah, that's what I had painted at the time, and they look stunning, hopefully. So I deployed 2 of them at the gate and 2 of them on the ramparts. Now the Imperial Dwarves, they're dwarf plus 2 shock elite. You only get 5 of them, so I broke them up into a unit of 2 and a unit of 3. So they've got 2 defending this section and 3 defending the other section. Now, Dunwin Stout Belly is up in the battlements with some crossbowmen and his little mate, that's Congo Lip Strangle, who we had to wait for to come from eBay. He's now painted and up in the battlements as well. Now, Dunwin has a crossbow, so he can utilise that, and Stout Lip Strangle also has a short bow as well, so he'll be able to utilise that on these goblins and try to pick off a few before they can reach the wall. Now, this here is the castle battle map, and on that one, normally if you were fighting with a GM, you'd have 2 of these. So the defender would have one and the GM would have one, and that's where you put your counters and stuff, so that way the besiegers can't see troops and such. They're not aware of them if they're behind the battlements and in the what would you call it? I'm just going to call it a quadrangle. I know that's wrong. It's high school terminology, but yeah, in the on the inside, so the quadrangle or whatever, because everything in the castle gets divided up into sections. So each wall section is actually 3. So 1 section, 2 sections, 3 sections, and that's how you do movement within the castle. Now on the map, it does show that these 2 little lines here on the ramparts, that means that up to 8 figures can move either side. That's defenders and attackers. So if I had 4 dwarves here and 4 dwarves here, then these 4 dwarves could go there and these 4 dwarves could go there. So that would be these 4, yeah, could swap over, and that's a total of 8 figures that have moved through that point. It starts getting a little bit complicated. Like, for instance, the gate itself. It takes 2 turns to get through the gate, because you've got to go through the gate 1 and then out through the gate 2. So that, and up to 12 figures can go through there, whether they are attackers or defenders. The castle itself has 10 damage points for each section, and that's upper and lower. So the wall section has 10, the ramparts have 10, and if the wall section gets destroyed, then you roll a d6 and you add every single excess point to that section to see what happens to it. That's all in the rule book and stuff. So yeah, movement and stuff is very, very different. There's no reserve phase in a siege battle. I was quite actually a little bit shocked to read that. So yeah, but on reflection now, looking at everything, I don't know how these dwarves are going to defend this fortress. This will be interesting to find out. But the only other thing that I've got to do for the dwarves is they get a brazier, well, battle ready armor, I suppose. A brazier, 5 batches of water, 5 batches of rocks, and 5 boulders. Now, interestingly, one of those batches of boiling water is actually an oxtail soup that Lip Strangle was making before the siege started, but it doesn't have any bearing on the rules. It's just a little fun fact. So, but yeah, I'm back on night shift though. But what I'll probably do is I'll probably, when I come home, I'll put on a load of washing, play a turn, record it, edit it, whack it on the old computer, so that way I can get this done, because I'm actually quite excited to fight this. This is my first Warhammer Siege 3rd edition, I fought a heap of the other ones in, I think it was 5th or 6th. I can't remember. I think it was 5th actually. 5th edition with the plastic fortress. Still got that kicking around. Yeah, my mates had a number of battles on that, and actually nobody ever defended the fortress. So it was always taken. So be interesting to see how this one goes. The rules for 5th edition, I think, were toned down a little bit. Well, not a little bit, a lot, because there wasn't that 3 sections to one wall piece. It was just one whole wall piece, as far as I can remember. And movement was handled totally differently. But in this one, yeah. In this one, oh, that's the other thing as well. Unit cohesion is a thing on the outside of the fortress, but not so much on the inside of the fortress. Minimums and maximums don't really apply anymore. It recommends that you can divide the units into groups of 4, but they can be between 1 and 4. So that come out especially with the Imperial Dwarves, because there's only 5 of them, but 5 won't fit into one section. Only 4 do. So, but if the Orcs get in, then I'm probably looking at the Dwarves to pull back towards the towers and and defend from there. There's rules for cutting down doors, depending on what you're armed with. It's much easier to do. So yeah, all these little intricacies can hopefully make for a really enjoyable game. But I had to tidy up the table a bit because I had crap everywhere. So the Orcs have taken the village to the north, and they've surrounded the fortress and ready to lay siege. In hindsight, I should have painted the castle, because yeah, I think I'm going to do what Josh from Crown of Command said, like paint it with an airbrush. So I'll just have to find some like greys and stuff, and try to do it on the box art, because that looks spectacular, even with like little bits of what do they call it, moss and stuff growing up the top. But I'd love to get another one of these so I could do bigger castles, and also with those bigger castles comes like I could do a couple of sections to have damage and stuff in it, so that way, like, model one of these into 3 parts, so that way if a section comes down, then that could be done anywhere. That might be something to do with just like normal styrofoam though, instead of stuffing one of those things, because they're worth like your freaking kidney. So yeah, that's something to look at later on. I'd like to do some more siege battles and stuff. I think the next one I do will be a big one. I'm really enjoying the field battles at the moment as well, so yeah. And as you can see, I'm just going through everything to get some stuff ready for a goblin and a orc goblin and dwarf fight. So that should be cool. But yeah, well, I can tell you now that the orc and goblin fight actually sees something that I've never had with the battle report so far, and that's artillery. I've got a cannon for the dwarves and a 3-man stone thrower for the orcs, because I just couldn't leave them out because they're awesome. But other than that, guys, we'll go through the rules each turn as things comes up in the battle report, but I'm really looking forward to it. And I should really go and have a nap and get ready for work tonight, so that way I'm well rested to come home and fight a couple of turns and record it. Now I think I'll do is roundups for the first part as they're approaching the fortress and that, and then go into like turns when they finally get the ladders and stuff up and the grappling hooks. Well, maybe even if they don't, if you're a dwarf fan. But other than that, thanks for climbing this mountain with me, the Oldhammer Mountain. It gets steep sometimes, but we're getting there. And always remember, guys, stay cool, stay Oldhammer.